Good evening, teacher.
Hello, good evening, Caroline. Is everything okay?
Yes, thank you, teacher.
Okay, that's great to know, Carol. So please, it's now 7:43. I'm going to start the class in 2 minutes. All right, I'm going to start streaming live and, well, keeping the last details. All right, so in 2 minutes, I'm going to start the class with you. All right?
Okay, teacher.
Okay. So once again, hey, Carolina, well, thanks for being on time. Thanks for being here. It's 7:45, so I'm going to start this class with you. This is going to be the first class for the second unit. This is the second week for the second unit, and also all the tools that you're going to need to work your presentation for this Friday, okay? We have covered already speaking strategies 1. Now this is going to be the second part. Again, these are activities, a lot of activities that are useful for you to keep improving your speaking skills, your listening skills, and well, get better at it. I'm going to start with you by showing you the first part, which actually it's going to be this one, okay? I'm not going to cover anything new yet until 8 o'clock, but I'm going to take advantage of this time to practice some of the previous content, Carolina, and perhaps to check what you were able to do and give you some feedback, okay? First, we're going to talk about vocabulary. You know that this is not new. Actually, this is something that we've been doing from the previous course, right? A13. But it's important to keep emphasis and to put emphasis on this strategy because it's important to learn new words every day. Okay, I only ask you for 9 words, but of course you can learn more new words every day. We're going to have one activity, but actually, again, this is not new because it's the same activity I ask you to do every week. All right, you can look for 9 new words, and you have to record those words the way you did it, and read the definition, and also giving some examples. We're going to be covering how to improve our pronunciation. We're going to explore some web pages. We're going to work an activity with that one. We're going to learn the natural flow of English. We're going to use contractions. We're going to use other details to speak faster and to speak better. We're going to go to, no, sorry, that's part of the previous one, speech shadowing. That it's a way that you have to improve your pronunciation as well, to speak better, all right? Then self-talk. This is only a recommendation. I'm going to tell you what you should do to improve your speaking skills even more. Thinking English, right, this is the hardest part. Again, this is only a recommendation that we're going to cover. Then we have retold story. This is a way of practicing your memory and your paraphrasing skills. Once again, participate in public events, sorry. This is something, again, that I can recommend to do, but it's not something that we're going to do in class. And finally, using some apps and extra things to improve. All right. So again, I'm not covering this yet. This is what we're going to do today and perhaps Wednesday. Everything is going to have its own practice. So just to show you what we're going to do. Now, coming back here. This week, we're going to cover that presentation and also a second presentation, which is pronunciation. We're going to learn and to reinforce some rules that you should know to be sure that you're going to know how to pronounce any word that you're going to come up to. And finally, of course, you have the same activities for Friday, right? The in-class activities and the oral presentation, okay? Now, what I would like to do now is, don't worry, you don't see the grades here yet because I was able to listen to what you did, but I didn't score this yet. I only scored the oral presentation, okay, just that one. But this one, no yet, because I'm going to, well, ask you some things, to have a conversation with some of you and to see how you did. I'm going to try to go with you first, Carolina. You were here first. And now that you're here, again, we have 10 minutes. I want to ask you, Carolina, you have activities here. I didn't check all of them with you. So tell me 2 of them that you would like me to check here with you so that I can give you some feedback. Which one would you like to check here, Carol? Anything special? Or perhaps I'm going to choose one. Which one do you want me to check? It's not here. All right, I'm going to go with you then, Stephanie, until she's back. Let me see, this is yours. Again, you have everything here. I was not able to check everything with you, perhaps. So which one would you like me to check so that I can give you some feedback, Stephanie?
Maybe the synonyms, I think, because
Okay.
I couldn't be in that class.
Okay. So exercise 1 was paraphrasing. The second one was Spanish. The third one was synonyms. So if it's in order, this one should be the one.
Yes.
This is to give you my feedback, all right?
Synonyms for the first word.
And in this case, remember, we're going to say only this one in the standard accent, only as synonyms, all right? Like E, synonyms. Then synonyms.
Word are for that reason or consequently.
Okay, for that reason, it's valid for that word. Consequently could also be valid. You're telling me some other transitional words and phrases that we can use instead of that one that, if I'm not wrong, was therefore, right? Let's keep going.
For the second word, it could be something significant.
Okay, the second word, perhaps it refers to the word important. Could be, let's see.
The third word is...
Okay, could be. What other, now that we're checking that with you, also Stefania and Carolina, I think the word was important, right? If it was that one, let me just verify just in case, to be sure that we are going to go together with this. So this one was, no, sorry. This one over here. So yes, it was important. So could be, significant. What else? We have other ones. Carolina, what do you say? What other synonyms can we use or expressions instead of important over here to expand that together? Or let me see, perhaps you were able to write something. Okay, don't worry. Yes, your connection, I think it's bad, Carolina, but if you can hear me, try to tell me some synonyms. If not, I'm going to go back to Stephanie. All right. So yes, I think we're having some problems with the internet. So Stephanie, I'm going to go with you. It will be, that's good, but let's remember that we have other options and they could be vital, crucial, right? Essential. Those are very, very common synonyms that we can use instead of important. just to add. Let's continue. All right, we're going to continue. Let me go back. Good.
Is to tell something to someone. The
Okay.
next word
Okay, yes. Also, we may add other ones as part of the previous presentation, right? Even the last course, we have declare, state, right? But to tell something to someone, it's also valid, just to add more information. Then let's keep going.
word is someone that is the main person in a group, someone that gives you orders.
Okay, good. In a certain way, then you can call also the one kind of instructor, but I think the way you are describing boss is also valid. The main person, perhaps the most important person, we can mention that. Okay. We were saying also, right, the person in charge or the one that is in charge. All right.
The next word is the finite point. And the last
Okay, the final points. We have other words or other transitional words. I don't know if you remember. What other synonyms do you remember besides in conclusion and the one that you mentioned here, Stefania?
I don't remember very well, but maybe to conclude, finally, yes, I don't remember.
No, it's okay, but okay, yes, you have to do it that way, Stefania. Don't feel that it's only one thing that you need to say, and it has to be the best option. No, just let it flow, right? In the sense that, okay, to conclude, to finish, finally, all of those are great. So good. And finally, get. We have a lot of options for get, right? Let's see what you were able to say. Okay, I'm going to refresh this, but it's okay. All right, so far, I think just to give you my feedback, it's very good. Just don't try to think if it's going to be 100% okay or if it's the best word. You can just say it in the way you did it now. Try to say more options and try to tell me, right? But I said one synonym or expression, so it's okay. But to be sure that is clear, it's okay to do that. Okay, I'm going to the last part.
like is the finite point. And the last word is like obtain something.
Okay, good, right? That's the most common, let's say, synonym, because actually that's the main meaning of get. We have other options as we were able to cover before, but I think it's very good. Okay, so I have no observations or anything else to add. I think you're doing great with synonyms. And I don't know which one or what do you feel like insecure about when you were mentioning those synonyms, Stefania, or what is hard for you to do in these kind of exercises?
Not as difficult, but I think that I did was bad. I don't know because I think I just have to say words like not definitions, right? I don't know if you understand that.
In a certain way, you didn't give like definitions, so they were okay, because if you realize most of them were like synonyms. You said therefore, then you can say as a result, or consequently, right, or consequently. So then you said get, obtain, good. It's not like the meaning, it's also considered as a synonym. The same for in conclusion, right, as a final point, which is okay. So sometimes even, and this is going to be weird, Stefania, because perhaps that's why you felt that you were giving synonyms, or sorry, definitions instead of synonyms. Sometimes in the definition of some words, you can find some synonyms of those words. Because if you look for the definition of get, and then you look for synonyms of get, you may find similar words. all right? So it's not that they are so far apart. And in the way you did it, I think it's not something different to or from what I was expecting. Okay, so I think we're good. I don't know if you have any extra questions or doubts related to that.
No, teacher. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. No, you're welcome. Now let me know. I know that you're having problems, Carolina. Can you hear me now?
Yes, teacher, I think it's a little better.
Okay, that's good. Yes, don't worry, all right? Those things happen. Now, I was with you and I was asking you, which one, all right, which of your activities, great, you have them with names. Which one would you like me to check now? At least it can be one, the one that you are not so comfortable with, so sure about, so that I can give you my feedback. Which of these activities do you want me to do?
I think maybe the last one, which was about the accents. I did two. Maybe the second it was, I think, about um I don't remember the accent, teacher. I will check it.
Okay,
It was
this one,
Colombia.
it says Colombia, right? Okay,
Thank you, teacher.
let's check. No, you're welcome, thank you. Good. In this one, right, it was more like imitating. We had like a text, right? This one over here. And it was having this one open with you, comma get secure, right? It's over here. It's not loading. I think my internet connection is also not that good, but well, it's over here. There you go. So this is the thing. Let's pay attention to what you did.
Good evening, teacher. Today I will try to imitate the accent of Colombia, number 1.
All right. In that one, this one, try to mix more like x, like X instead of only like S, because I hear like accent, only like S instead of X accent, right? Like k. That k has to be a little bit more noticeable. All right, just that one. That's my first observation.
Well, I would like to talk about the impact of the pandemic on teenagers. Undoubtedly, the pandemic, in addition to generating anxiety, nervousness, anger, confusion.
Okay, and this one, I know that some of the accents, right, and some of the, let's say, listening files in that place are not following this, let me show you again, this transcript, right, comma get secure. And I want to ask you the following. In that thing that you are imitating here, okay, is that the exact words, all right? Are those the exact words that they were saying in that listening file? Or did you listen to that, I don't know, whatever it was, and you were trying to only imitate the accent and read something different?
Teacher, in the first accent about Scotland, I wrote the text, but in the second I searched for another lecture and then I tried to imitate that.
Okay, all right. It's going to be, now again, I'm showing you this so that you know what is going to be okay and not. Was that part of the same web page? Was it? It was from a different web page, right? Perhaps you went to YouTube or a place like that and you look for that accent and you imitated that accent there, right? It was not part of the web page that I sent. Is that correct?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, good. I want to know that because, again, it's so that all those details are clear and you know, right, how that may or may not be evaluated, all right? So on that one, remember, most of it, it's going to be okay, all right? One of those instructions is going to be considered as not followed, all right? Which one? The one in which we say that we needed to look for that accent in that list, all right, that we have over there. Why? Because in that way, And again, what we have, it's okay. Are we still practicing? Yes, we are. But we were skipping, let me see, and let me open this for you. And again, it's better to be very strict with this and this one, right? So for both ideas, we needed to visit this idea webpage and then go there, because in that way, we are sure that we have the transcript for that one. And I'm sure that all the words, all right, are going to follow the same logic, and we can compare, right? That's the idea of that webpage. The idea of idea, right? The idea of that webpage is that all those people are reading the same transcript so that we can compare both accents. And we can recognize when we are reading two different accents, what are the differences, all right? That's the main idea. So it's not going to be possible here, for example, to read and to compare your Scottish, all right, or your accent from Scotland and this other accent, perhaps in some words, but as we are not going to read the same words, it's not going to be that obvious, all right, when comparing. Just that one, okay? That was the idea, and that's something that we need to take into account, as that was part of the instruction. And again, this may apply to anything. In this case, this is applying to the part of the instruction which says visit, right? The idea webpage. So this is one instruction that is not being followed. So that is going to be like here. Again, I'm doing this with Caro, but this is with everybody. And it's over here, all right? It says, right, the student follows all the instructions. Sometimes it can be related to time. Sometimes it can be related to visiting web pages. Sometimes it can be related to the content, right? And so on and so forth. So if we don't follow one, then it's going to be this one, right? Almost all of them, but it was a little bit shorter or longer, but they were not all followed. Almost all of them, but not all of them. Then you keep going, right? Almost all of the instructions, but if the recording was too short or too long, then it's going to be less. Then some of the instructions only, and it was too short or too long. So remember that these are the parameters with which I'm going to evaluate all your recordings, all right? Again, you don't have the scores over here yet, because at least the last ones that I'm checking, and some of you, I was waiting for some of you to do it. Remember that it's only going to be your 50% or 75%, but take those details into account. Okay, so first the number of recordings, then the time of the recording. Those are the most important ones, perhaps, all right? The content, what you have to record, the time of that recording, and those specific steps that are going to be part of the evaluation. All right, just that one. I don't know if you have any comments. Could be you, Carolina, or anybody. Let me know, please.
No, teacher, thank you.
Okay, good. No, you're welcome. And again, let's keep listening. I'm going to see how you're doing with this one. All right, and again, perhaps it's not going to be possible to compare or to see the exact words, but let's see how you are pronouncing some words. And with this, we are going to start with the class, now that you are here. Okay.
I will try to in Colombia. Number 1. Well, I would like to talk about the impact of the pandemic on teenagers. Undoubtedly, the pandemic, in addition to generating anxiety, nervousness, anger, confusion, and other negative emotions, it has caused a lot of frustration in the teenagers.
For example, in that part, I need to be sure, because it says here Colombia, but I'm not sure, and you were saying Colombia, right? But I think it's Colombia, right? That's going to be one state. So I want to verify, for example, if that's the way in which you say cows, for example, cows. I'm not sure, but in standard, perhaps that's going to be a little bit not that good. Let's listen to that once again.
It has caused a lot of frustration.
Open. Perhaps there are some states in the US in which that it's that open, but usually the standard way to pronounce that word, except for some other places which is exaggerated, it's going to be more like O instead of ow, right? Costs instead of costs. It's too open, I think. But I don't know, if you have the file, you can send me that file, please, Carolina, to compare those little details.
In the
Okay,
teenagers,
teacher.
since their plans
Okay.
were postponed indefinitely, and when they are going through a transition period between college and university,
All right,
they
that one as
feel
well,
really
it's good. You're doing it very good. It's just that I need to compare that one. For example, that T, that T, usually again, university in many regions of the US, that T changes in most of the cases for one kind of a D, right? University. So it was very likely that there, if I'm not wrong, all right, was like that as well, closer to the than to the T, all right? But I'm going to keep going.
confused. Fortunately, the pandemic situation will not last forever, and even if it did, I think all humans will look for ways to adapt in that situation. Thank you.
All right. And again, perhaps you're going to explain me that later, if this is specifically, all right, something that someone was saying. It was not that clear, because there are some other details as well in terms of connecting the words or prepositions even. But this one, well, just to finish this, Carolina, is this something that a person said? You heard say this to one person and you were imitating everything exactly? Or was a mixture between something that you listened and something that you were reading, but it's not exactly the same thing that that person said? What do you say, Caro? I hope you're not with problems again.
Teacher,
Okay.
in that someone said, but it's not an expert.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you, Caro. All right. So we can notice that with those details. I'm going to try to analyze that one as well. Okay, I'm finishing with this, but I'm showing you the way I'm evaluating and checking your answers, right? I was doing the same with Stefania. Now I'm working with Carolina. And this is the way and the things that I do when I listen to your answers, all right? I try to evaluate those little details. I try to see first if you were able to follow those instructions, the length of the file, right? This was 1 minute. So we are on that one. 57 seconds, I think it's one more. So we are on the 1 minute limit, right? All those details are important when recording and when sending this information. I'm just mentioning that once again to all of you, now that you're here, so that you take that into account. All right, remember that all of those details are checked and taken into account when I'm grading and scoring your recordings. So you wanted to say something else, Carolina? Let me know, please.
No, teacher, it's all okay. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. There you go. You're welcome. And that's it. Let's go back now and let's start with the new presentation. Again, when we have time like this, tomorrow I may do the same. If you are at 7:45, I'm going to ask you if you want to check one of those recordings with me, and I can give you my feedback in general, all right? Here, I'm only referring to instructions, and perhaps the way we are pronouncing and the accent we're using with certain words is not that accurate, but I need to compare with the real example, okay? That's the only thing. I'm going now to show you, not all of you were here at the beginning. This week is the second week, and this is the second unit. It's for speaking strategies 2 and pronunciation. These are two presentations that we have. The second presentation is going to be presented, all right, in the middle of this one, because it's part of one of those strategies. Okay, so this is the main presentation, and this is only a complement, pronunciation. With that said, I'm going to start sharing the presentation itself with you, which is this one. Okay, we're going to begin. Remember that, as I was telling you, the first strategy is not something that we are going to actually do, because it's something that we were doing from even before. This is going to you, please, Melanie. Let's read the first strategy and let's read all the information that we have there, please.
Okay. Expand your vocabulary. Learning new words day in, day out is a good way to widen your vocabulary. Commit to a suitable target. It can be 3 daily words or it can be 10 daily words.
Thank you very much. So this is what we're going to do. Again, I'm going to make you participate. I want you to please turn on your camera and try to give me the definition, not the academic definition, the dictionary definition. I want you to give me your definition, your understanding with certain words, all right? I'm going to start with day in, day out, day out. That's going to be for you, Majo. How do you understand this expression? Can you give me synonyms or definitions related to that expression, please? Again, day in, day out. What do you say?
Teacher, maybe it's when if I don't know, maybe when I have a trip or a little vacation.
All right, so
Day
you're
out, yes.
okay, you're connecting this idea to location, right? In a place in which you are. And that's a good way of learning new words. Okay, all right. Oh, I'm going to go back to you, Majo. All right, no, actually, I'm going to continue with you. One more, and then I'm going to go to a different person, this one. This word over here. So I'm going to read everything. Learning new words day in, day out is a good way to, this word, all right, widen your vocabulary. What do you think is the meaning of this word?
I think it's like to widen your vocabulary, like I learn very well.
Okay, the process of learning and learning well. Okay, okay, that's going to be. Thank you, Marco. I'm going to go back to you later on. I'm going with you now, Stefania. The same two words and expressions. What do you say? Day in, day out, and some people call this widen. It's okay, widen as well, but widen is more common. So what do you understand by these two expressions or words?
Okay, day in, day out, I think it's like something continuous or repetitive. And widen is to increase or expand your vocabulary.
Okay, okay, thank you very much. Just one more. Thank you, Stefania. And I'm going to finish with you this time, Carolina. The same two words or expressions, please. How can you explain both?
Teacher, I agree with Steph. I think it's something like increase.
Okay, and the first one, day in and day out?
I think each day.
Okay, okay, thank you very much, Carolina. All right, I'm not going to tell you about the cam because I think your connection is not that good, all right? But then let's remember that we have to turn it on. But yes, I agree with the last two. It's going to be like daily or every day, right? Day in, day out. It doesn't make reference, all right, to location, only to frequency. Okay, good. Daily, every day in a continuous way, right? It sounds weird, day in, day out, but it's one expression, okay? And if you analyze Spanish, we have a lot of weird expressions that they don't make sense, okay? The same in English, but that's the meaning. And yes, the second one, to widen something, means to expand, to make it bigger in a certain way, right? To expand your vocabulary, it's the precise translation in this or synonym in this case. Good. The next part now it's going to be with you. And again, we need to learn these words, right? This is part of this strategy. we have to learn words, expressions. Commit, all right, and 3 words. I'm going to start with you this time, Melanie, please. Try to define or explain these 3 words, please.
With me, right, teacher? Sorry, I lost a moment.
One more time, please, Melanie. I couldn't hear.
It's to me, the question?
Yes, to you, please, Melanie. Turn on the camera and let's try to define or explain these 3 words.
Okay, so commit to a suitable target. So maybe it can be something like engage with your with a possible and target can be like objective. I think can be a synonym.
Okay, good. Thank you very much. Good. I'm going to give the answer afterwards. Thank you, Melanie. I'm going now to you once again, Majo. What do you say? What do you say about these 3 words? Melanie gave some interesting synonyms of these 3 words. But what do you say? What are some synonyms for you or one possible way to explain these words?
Teacher, suitable, I don't know, maybe it's like a personal criteria, maybe, suitable target.
Okay, and what about commit? So you're saying suitable, it's a personal criteria, could be.
Yes.
Okay. And this one, so target, are you telling me that target could be also similar to criterion or criteria?
Yes.
Okay, and what about commit?
Maybe do something, a mistake, or I don't know, something bad, or like a crime.
Okay, to commit. Okay, so
Yes.
you're using, okay, good. To do something like a crime could be. Okay, thank you very much, Marco. And to finish this one this time, I'm going to go with you, Stephanie. The same 3 words, please.
Oh, sorry, teacher, my microphone. I don't know. I have no idea about that words.
Try to do it. Try to not only looking for synonyms, but try to explain that in your own words. All right. Don't forget to turn on the camera, please, Stephanie.
Okay, teacher. I have no idea. I don't understand. It's like commit. I think like synonym could be do. Suitable. I don't know. Target. I don't know, teacher. Sorry.
All right. Don't worry. Don't worry. We're going to learn, right? That's why we're here, Stephanie. Yeah. And this is part of this strategy. So this is what you have to do. You read many things and sometimes you don't understand everything, right? So you need to go to a dictionary or to a certain place and try to understand everything little by little, at least when you're in the process of learning. So commit. I'm going to refer back to Melanie, what she said, all right? So you don't need to participate, Melanie, but I'm going to say what you were saying. Engage, engagement, commit, commitment, all right? What is to be engaged? What is to commit? It's the same. When you are engaged to someone, all right? When you're engaged to your work or to a person, it means that you are like with everything, all right, that involves the idea that you're going to do whatever it takes to, I don't know, keep that with you, all right? So commit to something is to do everything, all right, everything to do what you said that you were going to do, for example. That's one idea. I'm trying to explain this with your own words or with my own words and using your words. To commit is to engage, as Melanie was saying. All right. And again, it's to create a bound and say, I'm going to do it because I'm going to do it. All right. And that's to commit. When you say, I'm going to do it because I want it and I'm going to do it, you are committing to that. You are engaging to that. Okay. So it's very important. It's a very big word. Suitable. Also, I'm going back to Melanie on this one. And some of you mentioned that again. Something that suits
Teacher,
you.
sorry. How
Yeah.
do you spell engage?
Engage. All right. It's going to be
Please.
E-G, all right. Oh, sorry, E-N-G-A-G-E, engage. Right?
Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Then, suitable, when something suits you well, you look good on that. All right? Someone can tell you, I don't know, I think that shirt, all right, that shirt doesn't suit you well. It means it doesn't look good on me. And suitable is something that works for you perfectly, that goes with you. So commit to a suitable. Then to understand that one better, target an objective, as Melanie was saying, a goal, right? A goal, a point, right, to which you want to get. So that's the target. That's your goal. That's your objective. When you commit to a suitable target, right, you engage yourself, right? You say that you are going to get to that goal, get to that objective, but it's not an objective that you cannot do. It's a possible objective, as you were saying. It's an objective that is doable. Okay, so that suitable in this case also can be doable. Something that you can do. Something that you know, okay, I have time to look for 10 words every day. Then do it. It's suitable for you. But if you're a busy person and you know that you don't have time to learn 10 words every day, then you can say, okay, I'm only going to look for 3 new words every day because I don't have time. So that's a suitable target. Okay, it's something that works for you specifically. Okay, so again, here you have then 3 words, 4 perhaps, or 5 for some of you. Day in, day out, right? You have widen, you have commit, you have suitable, and you have target. That's it. That's the logic that you need to follow when you are doing the following. This is not something that you're going to do now, because this is actually something that you do for every Friday, right? You look for 9 new words, the definitions, the examples. That's what you did. You record those ones, and it's not more than 2 minutes. Okay, it's the maximum, let's say, over here. And then you upload that to Unit 2. But remember, this is not an activity that is unique to this unit. This is an activity that you do weekly. And you add to the definitions and to the words, you add the example. Okay, so do that. And try to follow what we were doing, like this. If you read something and you are not really sure of the meaning of certain words, try to go to a dictionary, try to look for the definition, and try to work with some examples. Okay, that was number 1. No activity here. If you have any questions about this one, let me know, but this is just to reinforce and to put emphasis on the idea that you really need to expand your vocabulary. Let's go to number 2. I'm going to ask you to read this one, please, Carolina. Let's read everything that we have here, please. Are you there, Carolina?
Sorry, teacher, I'm here. I hear you a little late.
Oh, okay, don't worry. Try to read this, please, Carolina. I'm going to try to work with you. If I see that you're not answering because of your internet, I'm going to try to go to a different person, all right? But do it. You're going to hear me a little bit late, but do it, please.
Okay, thank you, teacher. Improve your pronunciation. You might know, but if you fail to say them correctly, you will not be understood. Use online dictionaries with pronunciation. Cambridge, Oxford. Use Youglish.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, this is important, right? We covered at least a little bit. We're going to go back to that one. Don't worry, we're going to practice, but accents. So an accent is one thing, right? And pronunciation is a different thing. If you know a lot of words, right? And if you speak English at a certain pace, which is a kind of good pace, but you don't know how to pronounce certain words, then it's going to be a big problem because you are not going to be understood, right? Perhaps sometimes you are understood by people who speak the same native language as you do. For example, we have the tendency, right, of understanding people who speak English, right, but they have Spanish as their native language. But if you go to the US, sometimes they don't understand what you say. And that's when you realize, okay, I need to improve on something. I don't know what's happening, but people don't understand what I'm saying, okay? So sometimes it's this pronunciation. You have a lot of good words, you have a lot of knowledge, but you don't have a good pronunciation. And the only thing that you can do is to listen to a lot of content and to practice. And that's what we're going to do here, okay? Youglish. I don't know if you know that webpage, but I'm going to go there with you. Youglish, it's a very interesting webpage. It's one that like lets you search for any word or expression that you want. And this search engine is going to look for videos and is going to start playing in the exact part in which the people right over there are saying that word or that expression. For example, we're going to go to this one. Suitable, right? That's what we wanted to know. So you can select US, UK, or Australia. I don't know if they have more now. Okay, they have some other ones, the Scottish accents, Canadian, Irish. This is hard, all right? But these are the accents. You can select all of them. And here you have 1 out of 4,824 options. And the videos that they are going to play start right at the exact moment in which these people are going to say these words in context. For example,
there, a suitable course of treatment is
okay, one suitable course of treatment. Well, let's go back. Let's try to understand everything.
there, a suitable course of treatment is.
And if you want to go even before, because it's not clear, you click this one, right? 5 seconds.
If any problems are spotted by the specialist there, a suitable course of treatment is recommended.
Okay, and if you understand that context, it's very clear. And you know how to use suitable. And here you have even more, right? Bigger subtitles. If it's clear, you want to check a different kind of accent, go next. All right, and they're going to play.
Considering this, Node.js may become suitable for processing CPU-bound tasks and.
Okay, there you have another one, also with suitable. Let's go back.
Considering this, Node.js may become suitable for processing CPU-bound tasks and used for machine learning-based calculations in the near future.
Okay, and like that. The idea of related to this web page is that you can look for any words that you want here, and you can look for specific accents and start playing videos, a lot of videos, and listening to that specific word. In that way, you're going to recognize that there are many ways to pronounce one word, and because of the context, you're going to understand the meaning of that word, all right? Now I know that you have some questions. Melanie, what do you say? What questions or comments do you have?
I want to know, for example, in some cases, I pronounce this word like suitable, and I don't know if the pronounce is correct or doesn't exist with the E and it's just suitable.
In this case, it's only going to be suitable. Why? Because if it's sweet, This is going to be the word with E at the end. Okay, it exists, but it's different. Suit is one word, sweet is a different word. All right, it exists, but it's not the same word, Melanie. Okay, then it's going to be incorrect. If you pronounce this as suitable, it's not going to be correct. It has to be suitable. All right, just in this case.
Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Let's look for this one. Let's listen to this word, sweet.
Such as our Conrad suite.
So this is a suite. All right, this is a suite. Suit is clothing. Suit is a verb that says that it's for you. It's made for you. Okay, so that's going to be the difference between suit and suite. And we can go to the next one. It's taking some time. All right, but you understand the idea. And also you can do that. If you're not sure, right, of some words that you're pronouncing and you want to check that one, come here. But try to be careful because sometimes, as Melanie was saying, sometimes it's possible that you're pronouncing that correctly and you come here, but it sounds different because it's the accent. Sometimes I'm sure that you listen to accents from around the world, and sometimes you keep in mind accents from England. And this is going to be really interesting. Look at this word. Let's play this one.
The people in the C-suite are
the C-suite. So that's sweet. Now this word is interesting. Actually, yes, it's this one, but as a noun. Advertisement. Okay, this one. We're going to listen first to the US accent. Okay.
Possible advertisement for your product.
Okay, advertisement for your product. Okay, advertisement.
And so, possible advertisement for your product.
Okay, just to be sure, let's go to a different one from the US. And you're going to tell me the differences that you're going to notice.
Well, when people see a 5-star pool in an advertisement, they make assumptions about...
Okay, also advertisement. Advertisement. Now let's go here, UK.
It's a massive ethical issue which is compounded by this horror. This is a regular advertisement.
Advertisement. All right, do you notice the difference? One more.
These were well known as Waterloo teeth as an advertisement.
Advertisement. So the difference is big. And many people say, but Kamal, that's not the way you pronounce it correctly. It's advertisement. No, it's advertisement. Actually, both are correct. Advertisement and advertisement. The thing is that one is American English and the other one is British English, or UK English. So, and like that, you have many other words like that. Director, all right, director, for example, that's one of the most common one. And other ones in the finishing, center, 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 center. And again, the difference is only the accent, but this is going to help you a lot. Okay, I'm giving you this tool. You have the web page over there, but if you're not going to check that later on, I'm copying and pasting this here. It's in the chat. Okay, it's Youglif. Some of you may have heard about this one before, but if you didn't, all right, and if you haven't, this is going to be a good and an interesting way of practicing your speaking skills, right? That's it. Do you have any questions or comments about this? Because now we're going to go to our activity. Any questions, any comments, or extra information that you want to give me or give us, let me know. All right, let's go back to the presentation then. We explored a little bit. Now we have this activity, and this is to do now. All right, we're good. Okay, we're good. First, let's read the instructions, okay? And remember, it's important to follow these instructions. If not, we may lose some score. I'm going with you, Stefania. Read all the instructions, please.
Okay, teacher. Watch this video and practice in class following the teacher's instructions. Record yourself reading the story for 1 minute. Upload your recording to Google Classroom, Classwork Unit 2, second week in class activities.
Thank you very much. We're going to watch this. And it's interesting because, all right, sorry, why is this not open yet? Okay, there you go. It's interesting because this person is going to pronounce this word in a very interesting and a good way, okay? A very, very good way. We're going to listen to this first together. It has to be, okay, first together. I'm going to make you imitate and repeat certain parts of this.
If you want to achieve better results.
Sorry about that. And then you're going to record what is in the instructions.
Make a great impression and save time at work, you should get Grammarly.
Okay. This one. Please, let's listen now. Everybody needs to listen because I'm going to ask you, anybody, Majo, Stefania, Melanie, Carolina, to repeat that one, to work a little bit of that pronunciation, to try to get that accent as well, because here you're going to see that this person puts a lot of emphasis on the consonants, vowels, and they are very, very clear. Let's listen to this.
I've just come back from a trip to Portugal.
Okay, that one. One more time.
Read. I've just come back from a trip to Portugal.
That one. I'm going to go with you, please. Carolina, try to imitate this person. Try to repeat what she's saying and try to use the same emphasis to certain words and the vowels. Let's do it, please, Carol.
Okay, teacher.
Okay,
okay. I've just come back from a trip to Portugal.
Okay, thank you. The same to you, Carolina. What are the interesting and the noticeable things that you can tell me about this sentence and the way she's pronouncing these words? What is interesting or what is very noticeable?
I think she emphasized in the words who are in negrita.
Okay, in bold? Bold?
Thank you.
Okay, in which way? Try to do it. In which way she emphasizes that one? Try to repeat some of those words.
Okay, maybe she said like, I've just come back from a trip to Portugal.
Okay, okay, good. I'm going to play this once again, just to be sure.
I've just come back from a trip to Portugal.
Okay, good. And it's very noticeable, right? The consonants are very, very strong, right? A trip to Portugal, Portugal. That O is not this, it's not the standard O. It's like Portugal, right? And that's the way you need to sometimes like use your mouth, right? And your body. Because when you speak a different language, you use your mouth in a different way, your tongue in a different way. Everything is being moved in a different way, all right, from when you speak Spanish, all right? So Portugal, if you get that po, it's different from the O that we have in Spanish, all right? Those are little details. You need to take that into account because that's going to make your pronunciation and your accent, even, of course, we have the Spanish accent, but your accent is going to be better. And that in a certain way may influence also the pronunciation because some kinds of accents are very, very hard and they don't help to be understood. Okay, so Portugal, try to get those ones. This one is not important.
Lisbon,
okay?
actually.
Lisbon, actually, like A, right? Actually. But the next part
was a bit of a last-minute decision.
Try to imitate that one, please, Majo. Try to read that one with her accent and her pronunciation.
Teacher, can you repeat again this part?
Yes, of course. Give me a second.
Actually, was a bit of a last-minute decision.
Was a bit of a last-minute decision.
Okay, good. Is there something very good, Majo? Is there something that you recognize, or can you tell me about this part of the sentence? Something that is interesting in the way she pronounces?
She pronounced a more speed, bit of a last. It's like they are unido unit.
Linked.
Bit of a,
We can say
yes,
linked.
like a one word.
Good.
Bit
Good.
of a last.
Very good. Thank you, Majo. And that's very important what you're saying, because that's part of the next strategy, linking words, right? In English, we don't say it was a bit of a last minute decision, right? It was a bit of a. That seems like one word, right? It was a bit of a. And if you don't speak English, you think that that's one or two words, but it's not three or four, but it's four. A bit of a, right? What's a bit of a? Last minute decision. So good. Linking words is very important. That's different from contraction. That's linking the words. Words in English, when you speak, right, fluently, they seem to be linked. And that's very important to improve your speed, your pace, right? And even your pronunciation, because if you know how to read fast, you can understand that. So it's very important. So this is something you're going to practice. What's a bit of a last minute decision? What's a bit of a last minute decision? You're going to read this as fast as you can. All right. What's a bit of a last minute decision? Let's try to do it with you, Melanie. Try to read that one as fast as you can, please.
Okay, but with the accent, right?
You can imitate the accent. Actually, here, the most important part of this exercise is that you need to connect those words. They need to be linked. And of course, the pronunciation has to be good.
Okay. It was a bit of last minute decision.
Okay, one more time. Try to connect more these words over here. Try to make them like one.
Okay. It was a bit of last minute decision.
Okay, this one was kind of missing a little bit. One more time and try to integrate that one as well.
Okay. It was a bit of a last minute decision.
Okay, good, good. Thank you very much, Melanie. I'm going with you now, Stephanie. The same. Try to read this as fast as you can, please.
Okay, teacher, it was a bit of a last minute decision.
Okay, one more time. You paused a little bit over here.
Okay, it was a bit of a last minute decision.
Okay, one more time. Try to connect this one. They are together, but also try to link this a to this last, like bit of a last, right? It was a bit of a last minute decision, bit of a last minute decision, bit of a last. That a, when you finish that a or there has to be close together to the last, bit of a last. One more time, please.
Okay, was a bit of a last minute decision.
Okay, thank you very much, Estefania. Don't die yet, please. Good. And that's it, okay? I'm going to go, no, let's practice also with you, even though you do it, you, Majo, Carolina, do it as well, please.
Okay, teacher. It was a bit of a last-minute decision.
Okay, try to do the same. Don't put too much emphasis on the consonants this time, because we're trying to link the words. They have to sound as, all of that sentence needs to sound like at least 2 or 3 words maximum, okay? Was a bit of a last-minute decision. Was a bit of a last-minute decision. One more time, please, as fast as you can, and try to link the words even more.
Okay, teacher. Was a bit of a last-minute decision.
Okay, okay, thank you very much, Carolina. So we're going to practice like this sometimes, but it's something that you need to do. You need to force yourselves in a certain way to read, sometimes fast, not because you're going to speak fast, no, but because you're going to be able to understand someone speaking that fast. When you understand how words sound when they are linked, because that thing that Majo mentioned was very important. The key to speak fast, but also to understand everything in English, is that you need to know how it is pronounced when they are linked. And you need to know which words are in that linked sentence. Okay, that's key if you want to improve your listening skills and improve even your pronunciation, that they go along here. Good. I'm going now to the next part. Let's keep listening.
My friend was attending a conference there and she convinced me to tag along.
Okay, here we have some other interesting words. Here, not that much linking, but here we have interesting way of pronounce and the stress of words. The stress is also something very important. Many people, all right, commit a lot of mistakes when they use the stress in a different part of the word. For example, interesting, that's sometimes not that correct. Interesting, right? It's better interesting. Or the difference between permit and permit, right? Permit and permit, control. The meaning of those words can be different according to the stress. So,
my friend was attending a conference.
Conference, right? Conference, some people say like that, but I'm using this as an example. So that's going to be for you. I was working with Melanie, also Majo, Estefania. Let's try to imitate this part, please. I'm going to play that again. Try to imitate everything that you can.
Decision. My friend was attending a conference there and she convinced me to tag along.
Okay, so let's read, please. First, this part over here.
Okay, my friend was attending a conference there.
Okay, and now this part, please.
And she convinced me to tag along.
Okay, let's pay attention to these words. We're going to see.
My friend was attending a conference there and she convinced me to tag along.
Right? It's not like I, it's it. Convinced. One more time, this part, please.
Okay, and she convinced me to tag along.
Okay, thank you very much, Estefania. So the logic, and I'm finishing with this, all right, is that you need to pay attention to those little details to improve even more. I know that you have good pronunciation skills, good speaking skills, but if you want to improve, right, you need to pay attention to details. Details are going to make you even better, all right? And that's very important. And little details are going to make you better or are going to make you worse, all right? Because those little words can change the meaning of the word or can change the idea in a very good way, in a very negative way in this case. Let's now go to this practice. I'm going to go over here again. I'm sending this, okay, I'm sharing this with you. What you have to do is the following, and this is to do now, okay? You have to do it now, please. I'm sharing also with time. Yes, there you go. So in the chat, you can find the link to that video, and it's going to start playing from this part. That's key, okay, from that part. So please, all of you, go to that video. You can start playing that one. I'm going to give you like 4 minutes, I think, 3 to 4 minutes. Let's say 5 minutes, okay? I'm going to give you 5 minutes. In those 5 minutes, try to play the video, listen, and imitate. Okay, so in your recording, you can pause it if you want. That's one option. The second option is that you can listen to that for 1 minute. And after you listened to all of that for 1 minute, you're going to go back and you're going to start reading only, because I want you to read and I want you, all right, I want to listen to what you're going to say. Pay attention to the words, the consonants, and everything. So again, 1 minute. That's what you have to do. You have two options, right? Do it little by little, pausing the recording, or do it at once. The thing is that you have to record yourself 1 minute reading that story that the girl is telling. You have 5 minutes to do so because you need to listen at least once. Do you have any questions? Do you understand what you have to do? This is for Unit 2. Be careful where you upload your recordings, all right? Go to Unit 2, Classwork Unit 2, second in class activities. Do you have any questions? Let me know, please. Okay. If it's clear, please, let's begin. I'm going to set the timer. Well, actually, I'm going to use the stopwatch. Okay, 5 minutes. Use those 5 minutes in the way you want. Record that part of the video telling the story 1 minute, please. Let's do it. That's the maximum. All right, that's the limit. 1 minute. Let's begin, please. Okay, so that's it, right? Those were 5 minutes. I imagine that you were able, it was better able to follow all the steps in those 5 minutes. You did not upload the recording yet, all right? Try to do it when you can, all right? That has to be here in second week in class activities. Again, if you do it, it's better. I can verify that it's here and you can see it. And, well, everything is working good. So that was the first activity. Now we're going to do one more thing today, because as always, we work like this. Today it's like introduction. I'm going to show you one more short presentation, because this one, remember, this is just the beginning. That was the second activity, the second strategy. We have more, many more, but that's going to be to practice on Wednesday. Now, in this time that we have, this 20-25 minutes, we're going to cover some of these complements to this one. That was the second strategy, improve your pronunciation. You worked with the activity, okay? Now, before going to the third one, this is going to be really, really interesting, the number 3. That's something we're going to cover on Wednesday, because it's referred to linking, what I was mentioning, contractions, stress, rhythm. And if you know how to approach those elements, again, you're going to know how to improve your speaking skills and therefore your listening skills. Now, before going there, the presentation to complement that one is pronunciation rules. First, some basic rules, and then other rules that are kind of advanced, but are going to be good, very good for you, so that you know how to pronounce certain words when the words are new to you. Okay, so first let's begin with the basics. Pronunciation rule. This one is going to be, please, Majo. Let's read this one. How Y is pronounced in an English word, please.
Okay, teacher. How Y is pronounced in an English word? In a one-syllable word, I is pronounced as I. My, buy, fly, shy, try, cry, fry, sky. In a two-syllable word, I is pronounced as E. Yes. Party, happy, candy, bunny, funny, pony, happy, cherry, tiny, penny, city, baby.
Okay, thank you very much, Majo. And also in this one, right, as in the word synonym, Y, here also with Y, it's going to be this E, all right? It's not going to be syllable, it's going to be syllable, all right? So we have one syllable and two syllable words, all right? E, good. At the end, right, a my, buy, fly, very good. And then if it's at the end, but it's a two-syllable word, it's going to be E, as the way you pronounce the mouth. Very good, right? Very simple. If you have any questions about why, let me know. But these are the most important ones. Very basic, right? Let's go to the next one. This one is going to be for you, please. Melanie, read all the information that you have here, please.
Okay. How C is pronounced in an English word. When C is followed by E or Y, it is pronounced as scent, cell, center, eyes. When C is followed by O, U, A, is pronounced as K. Country, cold, cup, cut, can, cat, couple, computer. To practice, my city was cement. The country has corn. My cycle in the city and drive our car in the country.
Okay, thank you very much, Melanie. Good, very good, right? So here one, the city, right? The city has cement, good. And we, right? We cycle in the city and drive our car in the country. Good. So that's the K and the S. Also, you know that one. But again, if you find out new words, many people get lost when they find new words and they don't know how to pronounce. And sometimes you pronounce the C in the way it's not supposed to be pronounced. All right, so follow these rules and you're not going to have any problems. Okay, that was C. Again, we're still on the basics. Let's keep going. This is G. Carolina, let's read this with you, please.
Okay, teacher. When G is followed by E-I-Y, it is pronounced as G, gem, giant, gym. When G is followed by U or A, it is pronounced as gun or gang. Gun, gap, gas, garden. To practice, gorgeous, George. Wagon, danger, stranger, stranger.
Thank you very much, Carolina. Good, right? Strangle and stranger, danger, wagon, gorgeous, George, right? So we have this G, giant, and this G, gun, gap. Great. Now, let me say something. This is also to practice just a little bit. I think this is easy over here. We don't have complex words. No. Here, it's also clear. Here's just one. Okay, gap. I'm going to try to go with you, Stefania. You're going to read the next one, but here, gap, this word. What is the meaning of this word to you, or how can you explain this word?
I don't know, teacher. I have no idea.
Okay, don't worry. I'm going to go with you. What do you say, Melanie? Gap. Do you know that word?
Yeah, I think a gap is like an space between two things. Like you can say like expression, like I have a gap of information or something like that, if I'm not wrong.
Okay, good. Yes, it's a space right between two things. For example, there's a gap right between my hands. That's a gap. All right, a gap. So space sometimes is not that big one between two objects or two whatever you want. Good. You may have gaps. For example, when you learn English, and if you have some gaps, it means that there are spaces, empty spaces that you need to fill with information because are some things that you don't know. Okay, gap. So a little space or an empty space. Good, gap. Now I'm going back to you, Stefania, once again. Let's read this slide with you, please. The letter and the vowel A.
Okay, pronunciation of vowel letters. One, short A when there isn't another vowel afterwards. Add cat, bat, hat, rat, fat. Add sad, hat, bat, mat. Ag, back, tag. An, can, run, pan. Ham, jam. Up, map, nap, tap. 2. If E is at the end of the word, A is pronounced as a long vowel. Gate, take, base, race, face, wave, cage.
Thank you very much, Stefania. Great. Now again, this is not hard. I know that you understand this. It is easy, right? Cat, cat. That's the one kind of vowel that we call the short one, cat, right? But if it's in a long way vowel, it's going to be gate, A, take, base, race, and so on and so forth, right? Let's work with these words that can be, I don't know, something that you may or may not know. But let's try to remember if you do know. If not, well, all of them exist, right? So what do you say? And I'm going with you, Carolina, first. Tag and pen. What are those words? How can you explain those words? Or if you can give me the synonym or, well, definition of those words, please.
I think maybe tag could be a kind of adjective for any person. Maybe those tags that we use in social media, Pan, I actually don't know, teacher. I'm not sure. And ham jam, I think maybe a food, and maybe those maybe when we want to prepare a sandwich and we use jam, I think.
Okay, good. Yes, you're on the right track there. Nothing you tag. It can be a noun, it can be also a verb. Okay, so good tag. For example, if you go to I don't know, any kind of shopping, right? A shop store, and you see the salesperson, and the salesperson may have a tag here, right? With his or her name, right? That's a tag. A tag can be that object that contains your name. To tag someone, it's also to identify something or someone, right? To give a name or just to identify it. To say that is that thing, or he is that thing, right? That's to tag something. And tag sometimes can be to create contact with something or someone. Good, tag. I'm going to go back to this one. I'm just going to mention the ones that are right. So this one, correct. Food, yes, here we're talking about food. The one that you mentioned, jam, good. It can have a different meaning. Here, it can be related to food, right? Something that you put on, right, when you want to eat your bread with something else. Tea could be, and you may put on some jam on it. But also it's something different, could be related to music, right? To jam, could be to improvise, to do something that was not prepared. Okay, good. So tag and jam, we have those ones. But we have to be more specific with ham. That's also related to food, right? Try to give me a better definition. And pan. What do you say about that one then? Majo, I'm going to you. What do you say about ham and pan? What's the meaning of those words, or what are those words?
I don't know, teacher.
I'm going to help you with this one. Ham is also related to food, and ham can be also as jam, something that you could put on a bread that you can eat. And sometimes people mix this one with cheese. How could it be? Anything?
I don't know, teacher.
Don't worry. All right, I'm going to go back to you, but try to look for the definition. All right, Majo, I'm going to ask you again. Go to Google and look for the definition of pan. This one, pan and ham. Okay, good. I'm going now with you, Melanie. What do you say about these words?
Pan, I don't know.
Okay,
Pan sounds like pan in Spanish, but I think it's bread, and I don't know if it's the same.
Yeah, no.
And ham, we are with ham or jam?
Ham, ham.
Ham is what you eat with breakfast, and it's made of the animal that you eat is little pink. You put that. I think that is ham.
Okay, thank you very much, Melanie. Yes, that's ham, right? Sometimes many people like to mix ham with cheese also, right? And pan, that's something actually that you use in the kitchen. All right, perhaps, Majo, try to find their definition you're going to tell us. But if I want to show you, for example, if you want to eat fried eggs, you use a pan to fry the eggs. Okay, so it's the object that you use in the kitchen to fry something.
Yes, teacher, it's a metal container used for cooking things on top of a cooker.
Very good. Thank you very much, Majo. So you understand that one, right? That is a pan. That's that tool that you use. You break the egg on the pan and you fry the egg. All right, so that's the pan. Also, you can put on some jam over there, sorry, some ham over there. And you can mix that and cheese, or you can experiment, right, in the kitchen. You can do whatever you want. So good, thank you. So all of these words, right, are real words. It's important that you know And again, practicing like this is a way of improving and expanding our vocabulary. That's why I make you participate, all right? It's not because I want to be annoying, okay, even though I can be annoying, but I want to make you participate and I want to learn new words as well, okay? So here you have, at least if you were paying attention the whole class, you may have like 8 or 9 new words already, okay, at least. Try to remember those words. They may be important. That's with A. Let's go with I. Estefania, let's read this one also with you. I think we read the last one with you, but as I participated also with your partners, let's read this one as well, please. I.
Okay. One short I when there isn't another vowel afterwards. It, kit, did, ig, big, big, dick. In, pin, bin, win, ip, lip, rip, hip, tip, it, hit, sit, pit, fit, kit. 2. If E is at the end of the word, I is pronounced as a long vowel. I don't know, quite, bike, win, ride.
Okay, thank you. Be careful here. Okay, keep with me, please, Estefania. If this one was kit, this is the short vowel, E. It means that the long vowel is going to be I. So all of them are kite, bike, wine, ride. All right, good. Thank you, Estefania. And this is interesting, right? So this is win, but you know now the explanation, right? This is win, and this is explanation. But this is wine, and this is the explanation, right? This is writ. Where's writ? It should be here. Okay, I don't know where is it. It's not here, but you have writ, right? You know that there's a verb that is R-I-D, writ. But here, ride, because of that E. And then the same with kit, kite. So let's practice a little bit again. We have this little time. Yes, we do. Again, I'm going to ask 20 by, okay? Don't use the internet yet, okay? Don't use it yet. But let's try to understand even more meanings. I know this is simple, but it has different meaning as well. This one. Okay. Yes, yes. We have a lot here. This is easy, right? This is very common now. Also this one. Okay, all of those. I'm going to start with you, Carolina. And I'm going to start with the words on the bottom. Pit, fit, kit, with T, right? T. What can you tell me about those 3 words, Carolina? Pit, fit, and kit. And now, if you can, I know that you're with some problems, Carolina, but the ones that can, I think the rest of you can, try to turn on the camera, please. Okay, the last 3 words, Carolina, what do you say?
Okay, teacher, I will try to turn on the camera. I think maybe Pete could be, I'm actually not sure about that word, teacher. I think fit could be a person who is healthy, who make me do a lot of sport and eat health. And kit, I think it's something related to the kitchen, I think.
Okay, could be in the kitchen, not every time. Thank you, Carolina. Good. I'm going to explain that this one, okay, could be a very important one. Fit. I agree with you. Not all the time, perhaps not only referred to a person, but to could be an action or could be also related to a description. Okay, we're going to go deeper. Kit. I think that's going to be something different. Okay, I agree on the second one, fit, but we're going to work on these 2 words. All right, pit, kit. Before going back there, the next 3 are going to be for you, please, Melanie. Lip, hip, and tip. What do you say about those 3?
Okay. Can you see me? Can you see me, right? I think so.
Yes.
So lip, I don't know if it's the same for lips. So it's going to be with your mouth, but in singular with the S. I'm not sure. Hip is your hip. I don't know, the part of your body that is in the middle between your abs and your legs. I think that is hip. And tip, for me, a tip sounds more like an advice. So let me give you a tip or something like that.
Okay, thank you, Melanie. You're right, yes. Lip, right? It can be your upper or your lower lip, right? These are your lips, but it can be the upper one or the lower one, right? Lip. Hip, yes, and it's good. You have to do it, Melanie. You have to describe that in that way. That's the best way of practicing, right? Yes, it's a part of your body that is located there, right? Between your abdomen and your legs and your pelvis, I don't know. Hip, good. Also, you can sing a song if you want, right? And you can show what Shakira is doing. And you can say, right, hips don't lie. And then tip, yes, to give a tip to someone, a recommendation, advice. Also to give a tip could be something different, but here we're going to focus on the main meaning, the one that is going to be used more frequently. Thank you. I'm going now with you, Majo. This can be, yes, let's go with these two. Let's try first. What do you know about these two words? What could be the meaning of both?
Teacher, bean in English it's contraction to a word. It's a international. Yes, it's like a PIN, international bank identification. I don't know if I.
Okay, could be. I don't know if we have that acronym. Could be that them are also acronyms and they are the contraction or the acronym of a certain institution or entity. Could be. What do you say? Do you think that both are the same? PIN and BIN are both acronyms? It means like bank of international, I don't know, something like that?
No, and PIN is your how do you say contraseña?
Okay,
yes.
Could be, yes, your password. Your
password.
PIN. Okay, it can be used like that. Okay, thank you, Marco. That's interesting. I'm going to go back. This one, I'm going to complement this one. I think we are right. That there is something extra that is very important. And this one, this is something perhaps new, but we're going to learn that in a while. Kit, I'm going with you, Stefania. I know that we know the best and the most common meaning, but what are the two most used meanings? You can mention the one that you know and the one extra, then I'm going to tell you. What do you say about Kit?
Child or young people, and the other, I don't know, teacher.
Okay, what do you say, for example, and I'm going to help you, try to tell me this one, Stefania. When you are not serious, okay? Or when you tell me, right? Teacher, come on, it's not fair, don't do it, come on, don't be like that, don't be annoying, you tell me, okay? Don't be annoying. And you said that as part of a joke, okay? What do you say in English when you are joking? A different word from joking.
I'm kidding, right?
So it's this word, right? So to kid is a verb. To kid is not to be serious, it's to joke. All right? Good. That's it. And also try this one. It's only one word, Stefania, for you. Can you tell me something else about any of these words? Mainly about these ones. Pin, bin, fit, and kit. Do you know about those words?
About pin, I think it's like a piece of, I don't know, I think it's metal that you use to detain your clothes. I don't know, I think. Something like that, maybe. A pin.
What could be? We're not bad. What about bin, fit? No, sorry, bin and kit. Those ones mainly.
Bean, I think, is I don't know, is like a trasher, something that you use to I don't know. I don't know how do you say that. But for your trash, yeah, something like that. And kit, I don't know, teacher.
Thank you very much, Stephanie. It helps a lot. All right, believe me, it helps a lot. Thank you. So let's go one by one. All right, thank you. Kit, and let's see what time it is. Okay, we're going to finish with this. Kid, right? You know, a child, right? Could be, but also to kids, right? To joke. Good. Pin can be many things. It can be something, an object that you can use with clothes, as you were saying. Good. It can also be a verb to locate or to mark something. When you pin something, all right, you can locate something in a certain way. Can be related to your password as well. So you were saying, so it's a complement. Good. Then you have bin. Very good. Trash bin, for example, a garbage bin, a rubbish bin. It's like a garbage can. What's a can? It's a container in which you deposit your garbage, your trash, your rubbish. All right? This is more common in England. I mean, when you use that one, they call it the trash bin or the rubbish bin. Then the lip, we said that one. This one as well is clear. This one as well. Pit is like a hole, all right? The hole with H. You can have a pitfall. It's a very big and profound hole at which you can fall down, right? If you're not careful. It's that one, a hole, all right? One very big gap hole that is in the ground. Fit, I think that was explained very well. So also something fits you. When something fits you, it means that it goes with you, all right? It works for you, and it's it's made for you in a certain way, very similar to suit, okay? And kit, this is something that you didn't tell me, any of you. For example, do you know what's a medic kit? All of you, if you drive a car, you should have a medic kit in your cars, right? That's obligatory in your vehicle. A kit, right? It's going to be like a box or a container in which you are going to store certain kind of objects. If it's a medic kit, you're going to store, right, medical elements and things that are going to help you when you get injured or you are hurt. And that's it, okay? So again, this is something that we did. We're going to finish with this. I'm going to continue on Wednesday to work this one and the other part that is missing. But it's important to keep working. That's why we keep doing this exercise, to learn new vocabulary, to keep practicing our skills, to improve our speaking, listening skills, but also, right, our skills in general in English. Do you have any questions or any comments? Let me know, please. In the meantime, I'm giving you the survey. Fill it out as always. When it's done, you may leave the class. All right. Again, if you have any questions, let me know. If not, thanks for being in this class. Have a good night, and I'll see you tomorrow for the session, all right, for the listening session. Bye-bye, girls.
Bye, teacher. Thank you.
Bye, teacher.
Bye.
See you tomorrow.
See you. Bye-bye.
Goodbye, teacher.
Bye. See you. Take care.
Bye, teacher.
Bye-bye, Melanie. See you.